Hi, James Atkins from Vantage Strategy Marketing. Many businesses I talk to are unhappy with their strategic planning. They've put a lot of time and effort into off-site meetings with lots of documents and analysis, brainstorms and butcher's paper, and they've ended up with a thick document that unfortunately doesn't get action, doesn't get implemented. I think there's a number of reasons for that. Firstly, the process they follow is just too complex. Secondly, it's based on flaky competitive advantage. There is no real reason why a customer would buy from you than someone else down the road. Thirdly, it's not connected. It has a life of its own. It sits at the offsite and isn't part of the way you do business, isn't something that people think about and isn't living and breathing document and process. So I've sort of, in my experience, come up with 4 steps that I believe can help people make the strategic planning process not only come alive, but be a real driving force in the business. The first is to make it part of how you do business. Not just an off-site 2-day planning process. Yes, you'll need quite often, especially if you haven't done strategic planning for some time, a strategic kick-off meeting. But when you get back to work, it needs to be part of your regular meetings, your monthly management team, your quarterly reviews. You need to have processes to challenge the assumptions, think about market changes that have occurred, contemplate what competitive reactions there have been, determine how successful you've been in implementing your initiatives. If you do that on a regular monthly and quarterly basis, the strategic planning process will be live. You'll be updating it. Think of it always as in draft, and that you're always updating it and making it alive. Secondly is keep it simple. Follow a really simple process. And the process that I've followed is what's known as the now, where, how process. Firstly, be very clear in documenting and agreeing with your team where you are now across the main drivers and factors of your business. Profit or sales, customer, product, process and people. Whatever the right drivers are for you. Then determine where is it you want to be. Across those same sort of variables, where do you want to be with your people in 1 or 3 years' time, whatever time frame you want to use? Where do you want to be with sales? What is your objective for profit growth? Set those out. Once you've done that, understand the now and the where, you understand the gap, and it's time then, and only then, for how. To develop the strategies, to actually start thinking about what are the initiatives and actions you need to do to bridge that gap between now and where. Thirdly, and most importantly, is ensuring you have a distinct competitive advantage. One that's sustainable, unique, and hard to copy. If your strategic planning is based on anything but a sustainable, unique, competitive advantage, then it's going to be like a house built on sand. It will collapse, and the strategic planning process will pretty much be a waste of time. Fourthly, and finally, connect it. Connect it to your processes, connect it to your people. If you use a framework such as now, where, how, at the end of your strategic planning sessions, your kick-off meeting, say, you'll have a 1-page plan, a 1 or 2-page plan that really documents those key variables and the main strategies as a business, the 5 to 7 strategies of business that will enable you to get to that place. Then have your people, empower your people to take it to their teams and to roll that into what it means for their team. And then cascade it again into what it means for each individual. So you'll have as a business an overall 1-page plan, you'll have department 1-page plans, and then you'll have individual 1-page plans, all linked to the same strategy set, all with a clear line of sight from top to bottom. So make it part of how you do business on an ongoing basis, not a once-a-year activity. Use a simple framework such as now, where, how. Ensure you've got a great competitive advantage. Keep working on it if you don't. And finally, connect it. Have it through right down to individual action plans.